Hey guys, so today is day 103. It's the spring equinox day of unknowing. Spring is the season that represents newness, freshness, and beginnings. The freshness of spring can also suggest newness of mind and spirit. To assume the energies of spring in your consciousness, it is important to take the attitude of not knowing. By not knowing, I am not referring to a lack of knowledge. It does not mean that you don't know to look down at your hands when you chop vegetables, or you don't know that electricity can be dangerous. Instead, not knowing refers to curtailing the activity of the discursive mind and the incessant internal chatter that goes on between the ears. Not knowing is the process of opening up to the full experience of life without mental analysis. The discursive critical mind analyzes, intellectualizes, categorizes, and labels the fluid and often indefinable experiences of your life. Most everyone engages in this sort of critical thinking continuously throughout the day. It is actually quite amazing when you pay attention to your thoughts. When you do, you will discover, as everyone eventually does, how often you live in the stories you have created about your life. In the process of living your life through mental stories, you miss what is actually happening in the moment. The key point in Wicca is to align with nature and to discover your own nature. When you grasp on the myriad of stories you generate in your head, you lose touch in the natural world and it is manifesting around you and through you right now. It is natural for the brain to secrete thoughts, just as the gallbladder secretes bile and the stomach secretes acid. It is an ordinary function of the brain. However, it is when we buy into the secretions of the brain that we lose track of our own nature. That is when you may start to believe that whatever is in your head must be reality. Although it offers a sense of comfort and control to live in the world of our thoughts, it is also immeasurably limiting. Spiritual development is choked off by an over-reliance on the critical faculties. In today's practice, you will learn to identify these knowing patterns in your mind, and in the process, you will open up the energy of not knowing, entering into your authentic, powerful alliance with the ground of your being, namely the world. It is through not knowing that Wiccans engage with the energies of life with an unspoiled vision and a clear sense of wonder. This mental position opens any obstructions to the flow of life energy and then empowers the witch. Practice not knowing. Begin the day by greeting the dawn. As you watch a sunrise, make a vow to yourself that you will live without judgments, categories, or critiques. Whenever you catch yourself relying heavily on classifications, say the word stop aloud or to yourself when appropriate. After saying the word, take a deep breath. Inhale and expand your lungs and belly. Place your focus on these sensations and expansion. Allow your breath to flow out naturally. Try this 3 or 4 times, then go on with your day, practicing this technique whenever necessary. And I do this a lot now. It was a great technique that I learned because I do this a lot now when I am overthinking in an anxiety attack. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. When I'm having an anxiety attack, I am often overthinking a situation. For instance, I'm terrified of needles. I had to get blood taken today, and it is usually a terrifying experience. I am okay when I'm getting the blood taken if I close my eyes and I'm not paying attention to the needle. But it's the time leading up to getting the needle that I overthink and then kind of have an anxiety attack, if that makes sense to anybody. And I was able to tell myself to stop, take a few breaths, and I was able to sort of calm myself down to a point where, it wasn't so big a deal. I wasn't ready to bolt out the door. I wanted to, but there have been times when I, literally gone and been like, I need to leave now. But I didn't have to do that today. So, steps forward, and I'm very proud of myself. So, I do use that a lot when I'm about to go into anxious behavior. Anyway, that's just all I have for you for day 103, and the next video will be day 104. It's a little bit shorter, thank you. We get on this roll that we seem to be on. Anyway, that's all I have for you for this video. Blessed be and keep crafting, witches.